So I'm Dennis Bradbury, and I'm the founder and director of 22 Haviland Street Gallery. And since opening the gallery in 2003, we've had more than 130 exhibitions and special events with probably more than 500 participating artists who work in a variety of mediums. And in 2013, the State of Connecticut General Assembly gave us a citation. Sounds bad. Gave us an official citation for continuing to enrich the arts as a landmark arts location in South Norwalk in recognition of our 10th anniversary. So the idea, and I was very happy about that, the idea for this show called Interval is a couple of things. One of them is that the show opened here on Saturday, August 5th, just a 3-week show, right in the middle of the Sono Arts Celebration. And I wanted to make sure that I was helping the art celebration by trying to keep people who came out to see the artist booths on site instead of leaving between 5 and 8. And so the music started later, so I said, come to the interval between those two events and check out this wonderful show by 6 excellent professional artists. The other thing is that there's an interval of time that has elapsed since I came to live at 22 Haviland after being displaced from the Norwalk Lock building, an 1856 industrial building that was a center for artists, a live-work center for artists. And because of the urban revitalization effort at that point, we were all asked to leave. And I came here hoping to carry on what had benefited so many of us by creating a place for artists to not only show their work, but continue to be active in the community. And let's see. I shared this particular experience with Jahmane, who was also at that building that we left, it's now like almost 20 years ago. And all of the other artists in the show have also had the experience of living in rehabbed older industrial buildings. We tried in that building at Marshall Street. By the way, that factory manufactured metal locks and other small pieces. And it was, I think, one of the first buildings to be, let's see, what's it exactly? That was the first steam-generated factory, one among the first. We engaged with an arts developer called ArtSpace from Minneapolis, who help and have for years, decades, help artists find affordable live workspace. As it turned out, we were unable to secure the building for that purpose before the building was sold, and we had to leave. That developer, ArtSpace, then, because they had learned a lot from us telling them that this was a widespread issue for a lot of artists, finding affordable space. So they went to Bridgeport, and they were able to create a work-live situation that was affordable for artists at the Reed department store, which was founded in 1925 and closed their doors in 1981 and was sort of, and I read this on the website of Reed's, emblematic of urban decay. So they started that program and rehabbed the building, I was on one of the panels that juried in the artists by seeing their portfolios, and Yolanda Petrocelli was one of those artists. I think we did this about 12 years ago. Some people here from Reed's. Was that about how long the building's been around? I think 12. So Yolanda can't be here this evening, unfortunately. But in the interval of time between that happening and the artists moving in, and now Aisha Nailah, who is in the show and will speak tonight, and Yves Wilson, who's also here as one of the 6 artists, both became tenants at the Reed space. So a couple of things that I just wanted to read to you, speaking of Reeds. So all of the interval artists work professionally through their multiple mediums. They're almost all of them have been or are now art educators, clothing designers, muralists, filmmakers. They've also, in the interval, taken new directions in their work over time. And through urban public art projects, I believe they've contributed not only to the creative economy, but through civic engagement. They've worked on projects that foster community empowerment and hope, and they have been able to create a vibrant cityscape that is exciting and inviting to all people. Last year at the Met Brewer, Kerry James Marshall had a wonderful show, and he said something that I thought referred to this idea. He said, if I'd never seen these images that came from another perspective or other perspectives, then there's always going to be something missing. That cripples our ability to imagine the world in the fullness of its possibilities. These are the things that contribute to the fullness of our experience as human beings and the fullness of what it means to make art. So art brings the spark that lights the fire. And I truly believe that in their commitment to the community and to a sustained presence of diversity among the community, that these artists' work not only light the fire, but are just, let's put it this way, I'm very honored that they are showing here. Please, after we all speak, ask the artists for their contact information so you can follow what they have coming up. A lot of the artists have some really interesting projects that they're engaged in. And thank you, too, for meeting and hearing from them while they are still in Connecticut.